So now let's bring an image in After Effects. Just drag any image or PNG and put it in project panel. Make sure you're not in effect control window, and now drag that file in timeline and drop it above the background layer. Let's rename it as image. Now if you click here, then on transform, you will find its transform options: anchor point, position, scale, rotation, opacity. These are the main factors for animating any object. Let's start it from understanding the anchor point. Here you can see pen behind tool, which is used to move anchor point of selected object. Now you go back to selection tool, or you can just press V on keyboard. Now if you look at the position values, you will find that when we move object, its value changes. Let's animate the position. Set the initial position on 0 second. Now this stopwatch sign is used as animation keys. Click on it to set initial key. Let's move the timer to 1 second and change the object position. You will notice that when we change the position, the next key has been generated itself. Because when we make any change in key values, after turning the animation key on it, it goes under animation itself. You can play this animation by pressing spacebar or just by going in preview panel. You can easily move these keys just by dragging it to make animation slow or fast. Now you will notice that this image is slow and taking more time than before to complete its animation. Let's understand the scale function in animation. See the initial key, move the timer and scale it. Now you can see the animation scale value has been done. You can move these keys by making selection and dragging it. Now the animation will start from 1 second and end at 2 seconds. Let's move this object in center. Now turn off the scale animation and move to rotation. This will work as same as we did with other scale and position. Just set initial key, move the timer and change its value. You can see by putting the 90-degree value, the animation stops at this angle. Let's make the number of rotation 2. You can see this will rotate 2 times and stop at 90 degree. Let's make it to 0 again. Now the object will only rotate 2 times. Let's slow it a bit by moving the key and start the animation from 0 second. Let's understand the anchor point with the help of rotation key. You can see I made it rotate 1 time by setting keys. This object is rotating from its center right now. Go to anchor, select pen behind tool and move this anchor point to somewhat here. Now you will notice the object is rotating from here. Let's change its anchor point again. Now the rotation will happen from its new position of anchor point. If we make it scale animation, then also it will scale from its anchor point. Let's turn off the rotation key. Let's put the anchor back to its object center. Now turn on the opacity, set the initial key, move the timer and set its final key by changing its value to 0. So this is how our animation will look. We can make as much keys we want. Let's make this value 100 again. Now you can see the animation. To make the animation fast and reduce the time of selecting each option, we can use hotkeys. Like S for scale, press S again to hide it. P for position, again pressing P will hide it. R for rotation and T for opacity. Yes, O is not its hotkey. O is used for out point on timeline. So now we know all the basic elements of animation. Let's now try to import different files in After Effects and learn how to animate a character in it.